What's up, guys? It's Seth bringing you another PC build. Now, this one's going to be for a super budget PC build coming in at just $250, which is extremely cheap when, you think about, the regular prices for PC builds. $250 is basically nothing, in my opinion, and it's something that pretty much anybody can afford, I mean, not everybody, but it's very affordable in comparison to, say, a regular PC build that would maybe cost around $800. So 250 is really kind of impressive, and it's really bare bones, but it does offer a fair amount of performance, surprisingly, because really the $250 is only going to performance. A little bit that it does offer, allowing it to really compete. I think with it's going to be better than your average laptop or your average PC. Sorry, my phone keeps on vibrating nonstop. It's going to be better performing than your regular PC that would get at, say, Best Buy. For the most part, this will be better, even though some things I would like to maybe add a little bit to. If you had maybe $300 to spend, there is a bit more you could do with this build. But anyways, let's get into it. Obviously, for a super cheap PC, you really want to go with an AMD processor that's an APU, meaning that it has the discrete graphics on the CPU itself, so you don't have to spend money for a discrete graphics card separate from the CPU. Comes at 2.7 gigahertz, the A4 3400. It's a dual core processor. Only $45. It's fairly well performing for the price, and the fact that it does include the graphics on the CPU is going to mean that you can save a lot of money and still run games that are a little bit less intense and don't require as much graphics card performance. So Minecraft, things like that are going to perform fairly well on this machine. For the motherboard, we're going with an micro ATX board from MSI, the A55M P33. So it's just a regular micro ATX board. Nothing, no frills or anything to it. You can fit, the RAM that you do need on here. It's fairly limited in terms of I/O, but all the SATA ports and stuff that you need, it's pretty generic. It doesn't look, super special or anything like that. Nothing too amazing to it, but it's going to do what you need for this, and does have space for any, graphics card if you did want to put one in there. Eventually, maybe upgrade a little bit and spend money for a fairly low end, but even $100 could get you a fairly good graphics card that would improve this build quite a bit, and you won't have to change the motherboard in order to do that. Went with one stick of 4 gigabyte HyperX Blue RAM, DDR3 1600, fairly regular RAM, and it's just one stick, which is fine for this build. And 4 gigabytes, sure, I generally recommend 8. And if you have $300 to spend, go ahead and get the other 4 gigabytes. In addition to this, it'll really increase your performance, allow you, increase what you can do with the build. But 4 gigabytes will work fine for the, the basic level build that I'm showing you right now. For storage, we did not go with an SSD. They're just simply too expensive to throw into this, super basic build. So it's a Seagate Barracuda 500 gigabyte, regular 7200 RPM hard drive. Nothing special about it, just 500 gigs. Seagate, very good brand. I trust them for these slightly lower priced hard drives, simply because they're great when it comes to storage. So I do trust an internal hard drive like the Barracuda. And 500 gigabytes should be enough storage for most of, the things that you would need. Of course, if you increase this to, say, $100 that you can spend on the hard drive, then, of course, you could get a 1 terabyte hard drive and be fine. Or even a cheaper or smaller capacity SSD if you really wanted to do that. I don't recommend it because you should have a little bit extra storage than the amount that you could get with an SSD with just $100. For the case, it's the NZXT Source 210, very basic case as you can see from the design. Nothing special about it. Has room for a fan on the side. Nothing special about it on the front or on the top or anything like that. Couple fans, and that's about it. Just what you need in order to house this, and that that's it. And then for the power supply, gave actually way more power than we really need, but for 40 bucks, why not? Allows you to upgrade to an extra graphics card if you do need that eventually, so might as well give you the extra power right off the bat. It's from Thermaltake. Thermaltake, I don't know why I just said Thermaltake. TR2 430 watt regular, ATX power supply. Nothing too special about it, but 430 watts is going to be, more than enough for this build. So, as you can see, comes down to, $250. That's with a 10% off promo code on the Kingston memory right now that ends 5/16. I guarantee you, if you get this a little bit later than 5/16, granted 10% on, $30 is not a big savings or anything like that. But I guarantee you there'll probably be another mail-in rebate or something like that on one of these components if you do not happen to get this build by 5/16, which most of you probably won't. But hey, if you do, then you can save that 10%. So that's about it for this build. More higher end builds than this really, really, really basic one. Coming very soon. More videos after that for all sorts of different stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.